Goes on, people? Welcome to Den Night, and today we're going to be looking at the Flame Toys Dino Megazord. Now, this is kind of like a artistic rendition of it, I guess you can say. There's some changes. I'm really excited to get this though, actually. I'm pretty sure this has been something I've had ordered since like shortly after COVID, maybe. I feel like it's been forever, but it does say here licensed by Hasbro, which I didn't know. I just thought this was like kind of one of those, you know, it's not licensed, but it's different enough that it's just inspired by and not like a copywriting thing, but it literally does say Power Rangers, and I'm pretty sure that's the newer style Hasbro uses, like the style of the script and everything, so maybe that's why it took so long. Maybe they ended up having to get licensed. I don't really know. But I think that's pretty cool that they were able to do that. Or maybe forced to do that. I don't know. But as you can see, each of them is a little bit different than normal, I'll say. And the cool thing I do like about this, as you can see, is the pterodactyl's still the chest piece, as you can see, but the wings actually become part of the Megazord, and it looks like the sword is the tail, so in this case the sword is part of the combining two and doesn't just appear from the heavens. So pretty cool. The box is a little smaller than I expected. I don't remember the specs, like how tall it's supposed to be and everything, but that is something we're going to find out. So let's get them out of the box. And here we have them all out of the box. Just setting this up, I'll say that I'm really impressed by a lot of these things. There's a lot more die cast in here than I thought there'd be. When I play with it, I don't feel like when I play around trying to do different transformation stuff, I don't feel like I'm gonna break it. Just everything feels very sturdy. There's a couple interesting things. So these tracks actually, I don't think the regular version of Megazord does this, but when you pop the covers up, you can actually flip these completely around and then there's no tracks showing, like in Megazord mode, which I thought was neat. And actually, I figured out too, there's actually legs for you can see on the picture here, there's actually legs hidden in there for the Triceratops, which is kind of unusual, as that was always more of like a tank thing. I believe his mouth does open. I haven't gotten it to open yet. There's, a couple little sticky things just need to play around with. I had to do that with a couple of things like the tail on him. But I believe the mouth is articulated. I don't think the horns come out like on the Zap version, but I thought that was kind of a stupid gimmick anyway. But overall, very sturdy little guy. The saber-toothed tiger, of course, actually has the same thing. There's actually tracks hidden in here that flip around. That's more for like the tank mode. But articulated jaw and everything. There's just like a lot more transformation features to make each one look, more so their own separate entities outside of the tank and the Megazord modes. That's very nice. As per the usual, the Mastodon is like just a tank, like a block. There's not a lot to him. I mean, he does have an articulated trunk and all, but other than that, he is kind of what he is. In this little tail here. I think the most drastic, these are the two most drastic changes, I think. Tyrannosaurus definitely lost a lot of his bulk, but he's got some beefy ass legs, but then his upper body's kind of, but I don't know, in a strange way I kind of like it. And of course he's got the mouth cannons there, but it's just very weird to get used to. And his tail is articulated, of course, each joint. There's a lot of good articulation in these, I'll say that too. I almost want to display these separately, but I mean, the Megazord thing is just way too cool. And then last but not least, I think maybe I am more impressed with this one. So the swords is the tail for the pterodactyl, and then the wings is just, when I was unfolding these, stuff just kept happening. There's just a lot of, so much spread. I mean, if I had another one of these, I would just hang it from the ceiling, because it's just very impressive. I mean, you can obviously see it's meant to be, you know, the armor and the sword. It actually looks like the pterodactyl head stays part of the sword. That's kind of neat. I like that a little bit. But very, very neat. So, with that said, I'm going to play around and try and get this guy into tank mode first. And I lied. So, the instructions actually had you do Megazord mode first, and then go to tank mode for whatever reason. So, being that I spent a half hour getting him like this, I don't think I'm even going to bother with tank mode. I can show you what it might look like, but I don't think I'm going to mess with it again. Actually, it doesn't even show it. Oh. So yeah. That'd be tank mode. Basically just puts the pterodactyl in the back like normal. And he holds the little blasters from the mastodon. So it's different. But I prefer this, and I'm not going to mess with it. So let's take a quick look. This is kind of one of those things where there's so much articulation that becomes hard to get it together, if you know what I mean. Like, you get one thing and then something else falls apart, so it is kind of cumbersome, unfortunately, but I think that's with any kind of transforming thing. So I do love the wings, of course, and I actually really like that the tail is still there. I think that's a really nice touch for balance. Overall, I think it's just a really good take on the Megazord, and I'm going to love displaying him next to the Zap one, which actually I have the black and gold version of that, but I have the Zap, that one, and then I have the Soul Chigogan one as well, so I'm going to try and fit him in there, but unfortunately I do not have the space at the moment, so I'm going to have to do some rearranging, so no showcase this video. Anyway, with all that said, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, do all those YouTube things, and as always, keep collecting. Bye.